tragedy in Tumbler Ridge, a nation mourning with them as we learn more about a deadly mass school shooting.
We took tables and put them against the doors.
One man injured by gunfire in Calgary. Police blame organized crime. And getting airborne for a final goodbye.
The sunlight was perfect. There were no clouds. It was just lovely.
A gift of flight and a gift of closure for a Calgary senior.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla DiGiuseppe.
Good evening. Calgary joins the rest of the country tonight grieving with the tight-knit community of Tumbler Ridge, BC. This as tragic details continue to come to light in Tuesday's deadly school shooting where 8 people were killed at the hands of the suspect who died from an apparent self-inflicted injury.
Police had attended that residence on multiple occasions over the past several years, dealing with concerns of mental health with respect to our suspect.
In the days and weeks to come, we'll look at this incident and try to understand what opportunities there are to learn from an unspeakable tragedy like this. But for tonight, it's about making sure that those families are receiving all the supports that they can.
Tonight, a vigil in the town of 2,400 candles, teddy bears, loved ones, and neighbors with arms wrapped around one another and honoring the victims of this tragedy. RCMP have identified the shooter as 18-year-old Jesse Van Rootselaar. Investigators say they were born as a biological male but identified as female. Among those killed, the suspect's mother, Jennifer Strang, and youngest stepbrother, Emmett, along with Kylie Smith, one of the students killed. And for the first time, we are hearing from one of the students who was inside the high school when the shooting began and his mother.
And we took tables and put them against the doors to make it difficult for anyone that had tried to enter forcefully. I didn't hear any of the gunshots or yelling or anything like that because we were on a very detached part of the school compared to the library where I believe most of it was taking place.
I called him and got him on the phone. And for 2.5 hours, kept him on the phone with me, just to know that he was okay. I heard the police break in, and pretty much they were escorted over to the community center, and I went straight there with my other son to find Darian.
Anger, guilt, sadness, they're all mixed, and I'm still processing everything that happened.
The Calgary Tower tonight dipped into darkness in recognition of the tragic events in Tumbler Ridge, and all provincial news conferences were canceled today as well. And as people try to make sense of the killings, families are trying to navigate the difficult challenge on how to best talk to their children about an unthinkable tragedy. Flags flying at half-mast at Calgary City Hall, the Alberta Legislature, and the Harry Hayes Federal Building, a symbol of collective sorrow.
It's an absolutely awful situation in Tumbler Ridge. Our hearts are broken.
Calgary's mayor reflecting on the inconceivable loss of life in the small BC town, now the scene of one of Canada's worst mass shootings.
Our hearts are with the educators, the first responders, the families who have been impacted. It's going to be a long road to navigate this senseless tragedy and loss.
Alberta's premier echoing similar sentiments on X, reassuring our neighbours to the west they're not alone, adding, "Know that Alberta and the whole of Canada is thinking of you." Heartbreak shared by Alberta Teachers Association. As educators, our schools are not just buildings. They are the heart of our communities and are sacred spaces where children should always feel safe.
And I think one of the first things for parents to know is that is absolutely normal.
Psychologists say families should keep an eye for changing habits in their children, like becoming more clingy or exhibiting illness.
Approaching your kid and saying, "Hey honey, I'm noticing that you're having a lot of tummy troubles lately. I'm wondering if you're feeling scared or worried about what has happened recently."
They can reassure their children that they're not alone in their feelings. If needed, seek professional support, and most importantly,
show your child that you are there for them and that you are available to connect.
Now, there are a number of resources available to help people through this difficult time. But also, if you or anyone is in need of support right now, we have those resources available on our website. A targeted shooting outside a Calgary restaurant is the work of organized crime, according to police. One man was shot last night and rushed to hospital in critical condition. As Tyson Fedor reports, the public was at risk of being hit by stray bullets, and businesses are left cleaning up a mess.
Shattered glass and drops of blood, that's all that remains outside this nail salon Wednesday following a chaotic night. CCTV footage from inside McLeod Nail Lounge around 9:40 p.m. Tuesday shows bullets piercing through front windows and lodging inside the front desk. About 17 shots rang out.
I feel very shocked because a lot of business here is maybe impact us a lot because we have customer every day, customer coming like this, we have to close the business.
Lindsay Garrett owns the neighboring business.
I think we're just really lucky that we weren't hit.
Police were called to a parking lot in the 7000 block of McLeod Trail outside the Cactus Club Cafe. A man had just left the restaurant and was sitting in this black Audi SUV and was shot several times.
We did have some bystanders and there were some staff that did render some first aid.
The victim was taken to hospital in critical condition. He is now stable. Police say this shooting is linked to organized crime.
The individuals that we do know that are involved are known to police. It is very early on to say exactly what the motives or the incident leading up to the shooting actually was.
Derek Starlight was in his hotel room next door when everything unfolded.
Well, we were watching television and all of a sudden we heard gunshots, multiple, like at least 9 or 10 gunshots.
He says he had trouble sleeping after police remained on scene for much of the night.
I was watching the news about the gunshots in BC and it's starting to get frightening up here in Canada.
Bullet holes could be seen scattered across the front of McLeod Nail Lounge, and for some, this crime comes as a shock.
This area seems pretty safe, like with Chinook Mall right there and everything else, so it is a little surprising for sure.
But police are thankful bystanders were not caught in the line of fire.
We feel quite concerned when we feel like we're banking on luck in these kind of situations. So definitely any one shooting in the city is not acceptable by our standards.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
The search for suspects continues. Police are looking at CCTV footage from the area and is asking anyone with information to call police or Crime Stoppers. A 12-year-old Lethbridge boy has been sentenced to 3 years of intensive rehabilitative custody and supervision after he tried to kill his 7-year-old brother at their home last summer. According to the agreed statement of facts, the two brothers were at home alone while their father was out. The accused became enraged and stabbed his brother 9 times. The 7-year-old was airlifted to hospital. The accused will serve 24 months in secure custody with the remaining 12 months under a supervision order, which is the maximum allowed under the Youth Criminal Justice Act. 2 people were hurt in a crash between a school bus and a car this afternoon on McLeod Trail. It was one of 3 school bus crashes today. The collision was at McLeod and 99th Street around 4 p.m. The driver of the car is in serious, potentially life-threatening condition, while the bus driver also suffered serious injuries. The bus had 16 students on board. None were hurt. Another school bus with students on board crashed into a church parking lot this morning. The Calgary Board of Education says the driver suffered a medical emergency and veered off Crowchild Trail. The bus hit a light pole and came to rest in a treed area. EMS took the driver to hospital for treatment. A bystander helped all students evacuate from the rear of the bus. EMS assessed 2 students for minor injuries and paramedics cleared them to continue to Queen Elizabeth High School on another bus. And nobody was injured in another school bus crash late this afternoon. 2 people were assessed at the scene, but nobody was taken to hospital. 5 kids were aboard the bus at the time. Calgary is set to debate whether to scrap blanket rezoning next month, but a new report warns the city could lose hundreds of millions of dollars if that bylaw is reversed. Here's Jordan Canagan with more.
Getting rid of blanket rezoning could come at a major cost.
We still as a council need to sit down and figure out what that answer really means for us and where we're going to go from here.
A city report to councillors Wednesday says $861 million from the federal government could be at risk as Calgary debates getting rid of the controversial bylaw.
It just makes our job harder to do, but those are the conditions of the agreement that we signed, and so as a result, we'll sit down as a council and we'll figure out how to be able to meet those conditions.
A letter from the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation this week makes the conditions more clear. In order to remain compliant with the agreement, any updated zoning must not reintroduce exclusionary single-family only zoning, allow for at least 4 units on a lot across the city without additional approvals, and must not reintroduce approval processes or other barriers that slow down development. The mayor believes the city's housing strategy achieves all of that, even without upzoning.
Only one of those 98 recommendations related to blanket rezoning. When you look at Calgary delivering on housing, we're firing on all cylinders. And even the portion that the federal government is taking a look at, it represents about 300 of those 28,000 homes that were built in the last year.
Calgary is leading the country in new homes being built, and it's the 3rd year in a row it's done so.
We built more homes faster, quicker, with less permitting fees than anywhere in the whole country. We should be rewarded for that.
A public hearing on whether to repeal blanket rezoning is set for March 23rd. Jordan Cadigan, CTV News, Calgary.
Danielle is in with our first look at the weather. 2 points that we got to make tonight.
Yeah.
Still warm for now, but it does get colder.
Yeah, so tomorrow will be the warmest day of the next 10 days by far. We'll get into the double digits. After that, for next week specifically, it will feel and look like winter. Snowfall's in the forecast next week. Temperatures, daytime highs in the minus teens in the forecast next week. So I want to make sure you're prepared for that. We'll talk about that in a little bit, a little later in the show. For now, though, be prepared for a warm day tomorrow. 3 degrees when off to work and school, and 11 in the afternoon. A little less sunshine in the morning, more sunshine in the afternoon, a little on the windy side with gusts 40 kilometers per hour.
Danielle, thank you. Just ahead, Calgary police launching a second downtown safety sweep. The operation is all about tackling drug activity, social disorder, and violent offenses. We'll hear from police next.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Police believe speed was a factor in a fatal single vehicle crash in the southeast early this morning. It happened near 84th Street and 74th Avenue shortly after 2:30 a.m. Police say the BMW left the road, rolled in a ditch, crossed the road again, and came to rest in the opposite ditch. The driver, a man in his 20s, was ejected from the vehicle and died at the scene. This is Calgary's 5th traffic fatality so far this year. And Calgary police are once again cracking down on crime and social disorder, with officers flooding the downtown core today. They made a major sweep aimed at restoring public safety. The coordinated effort with several other agencies focused on proactive patrols, outreach, and enforcement. Mark Villani reports.
Calgary police are patrolling the downtown core by foot, in specialized vehicles, and even saddling up, monitoring the streets on horseback. It's the second round of a major police sweep called Operation Order, targeting crime, drug activity, and social disruptions. It's also a chance for law enforcement to connect with the city's most vulnerable.
The conversations were incredibly professional. They were engaging. There was lots of good feedback. There was lots of great questions.
The last Operation Order in November ended with several bylaw fines issued. This sweep was similar. Officers made arrests and handed out several tickets, working alongside peace officers and Alberta sheriffs. In just a few hours, police conducted 140 calls for service, charged 6 people with multiple offenses, made nearly 200 community engagements, and referred 77 people to social supports.
This isn't just about numbers. It's about people. It's about restoring dignity, safety, and trust in our city.
When people tell you they're not safe, maybe we should listen to them.
City Councillor Dan McLean sits on Calgary's Police Commission. He says officer visibility creates a safer city.
The way that you make them feel more safe is by having police presence and having seen arrests, seeing these streets being cleaned up.
But not everyone agrees. This Calgarian who lives on the streets says many people are struggling to trust law enforcement.
I think they could do better interacting in a positive way beyond their presence. This seems to be us and them.
It's not about us versus them. We're all in this together. It's about those different root causes, and it's about working together to help these individuals so that they can live a healthy, happy life.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
Chief McClellan says these operations will continue, and the final results of this latest sweep are expected to be released tomorrow. Well, 11% of the city's infrastructure is in poor shape, and it would cost nearly $6 billion to replace it all and create redundancies. That's according to a new report presented to councillors today. Over $1.5 billion of that is related to aging water mains and treatment plants. If the city wanted to replace all transit infrastructure in poor condition, it would also cost the city more than $2.3 billion over the next decade. The report also shows millions of dollars is needed to fix crumbling pavement, and more than 10,000 rusted street light poles need replacing.
Part of the nature of this game is to try and get out in front of those assets before they cause a catastrophic failure, a loss in service. And so really what we are doing is accelerating to make sure that we understand the risk profile on those pipes.
The city will provide a 10-year plan for projects to prioritize by May. Funding to fix aging infrastructure will be decided during budget discussions in November. And Danielle's up next with their Skywatch forecast. We got one more day ahead of us of this, quote, fall spring. Then we head right back into winter conditions. Details next.
All right. Well, we have been warm this entire month so far, and tomorrow is no different. In fact, tomorrow will be the warmest day out of the next 10, and it will be warmer than what we had today, likely getting into the double digits in many communities in southern Alberta. Look at where we got today. 8 degrees in Calgary, 3 was the high in Banff, 9 was the high in Lethbridge and Brooks, and Milk River, 8 for Medicine Hat, 7 for Pincher Creek. Very toasty temperatures for February. Now, today we had calm winds. Tomorrow the winds will be a little gustier, so 40 kilometer per hour gusts in the city. South of the city, Lethbridge closer to Pincher Creek, 60 kilometer per hour gusts likely for tomorrow. Still under somewhat of a ridge of high pressure, enough that we got the sunshine today. We'll get a mix of sun and cloud for tomorrow, and winds will be gusting out of the west tomorrow, and that's what's really going to help get our temperatures up. So here's the ridge of high pressure. It's not what it was last week. Last week was a very defined, strong ridge of high pressure, and that's why we had record-breaking heat last week. We have very warm temperatures, and we'll likely get into the double digits tomorrow. And then this is going to slump down. This is going to do two things as this jet stream slumps to the south. We're going to lose the ridge of high pressure, and that's going to allow cooler air mass to not just move in, but settle in for a long period of time. Also, this is the storm track, so this is going to now direct the cloud cover and the moisture, so snow, in to southern Alberta for next week. So enjoy the warm weather while we have it, because it will be very wintry next week. Here's the future cast, and for tomorrow, mix of sun and cloud. And then by the time we get into the weekend, more cloud cover expected as that jet stream starts to slump over us. The other thing we're looking at is snow will kick into the mountains. Small chance we could even see a few flurries early Saturday morning in the city as well. Small chance for Saturday, much greater chance for next week. Okay, 11 degrees is our high for tomorrow. Gusts out of the west, 40 kilometers per hour. And again, that's the warmest day of the next 10. 8 degrees for Friday. So on Friday, we start our slow decline. 3 degrees for Saturday and Sunday. Small chance of those flurries Saturday morning. A good chance of some snow arriving Monday night. Monday, you're looking at a high of 0. And by next week, I just want to show you the 10-day trend here. -7 is the high expected for Tuesday, minus double digits by Thursday, and the minus teens for Friday and Saturday.
Danielle, thank you. It is one of the most popular peaks to hike to west of the city, but one Calgary senior got a lift to the top. More on the special journey honoring her husband and daughter. You can catch Rob McLeod, known as Frisbee Rob, attempt to claim a Guinness World Record title this weekend. He will launch a flying disc from a long range through a regulation basketball hoop in front of a live audience. You can catch the attempt for free at the BMO this weekend. An animal rescue organization north of Calgary has taken in an orphaned and underweight black bear cub. The bear was found attempting to den on someone's deck in Slave Lake. He's now in the care of the Alberta Institute for Wildlife Conservation in Madden. Staff say he weighs half the healthy weight for a cub his age and has injuries to his paw and nose. They suspect the mother was killed and says without her guidance, the cub couldn't hibernate on its own. They hope to release the cub back into the wild in June. A Calgary senior fulfilled her long-held dream today, seeing the mountain peak where her husband and daughter's ashes were scattered. Kevin Green was there when she boarded a plane for the mountains west of Calgary.
86-year-old Louise Barnett has never been to the top of Howling Peak, but she's always wanted to see it. It's where the ashes of her husband and daughter were laid to rest.
And I wasn't able to do that. It was just too much of a challenge.
Wednesday, she boarded a Cessna 182 at Springbank Airport, destined for the mountains west of Calgary. Her wish coming true thanks to the staff at Rocky Ridge Retirement Community.
Once we received Louise's wish, we just had to run with it. And thank you to Calgary Flying Club. We're able to make that happen, and she's going to have a magical day in the mountains.
Louise's daughter joined her on the flight.
It's my dad and my sister, and it's at the top of Howling, so my goal is to hike up there this year, so it'll be really nice to be able to fly over to see where their ashes are.
The Calgary Flying Club donated the flight, arranging for pilot Jeremy Heemstra to take them out over the 2,400-meter peak.
And when I learned kind of about the context and the background of this, it was a no-brainer for me. Like, I felt honored and privileged to kind of be handpicked by the CFI here. So, yeah, I was excited right away when I heard about it.
After just over an hour in the air, Louise was back on terra firma with her wish come true and something more too.
I saw where my husband and daughter's ashes were placed. So on the whole, it was really nice. It was another closure, but it was a happy closure again.
Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Dispersing a loved one's ashes is allowed in Alberta provincial parks, but there are rules to protect the environment. And we have links to those guidelines on our website, ctvnewscalgary.ca. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will see you soon. Have a good night.